Hello again, I'm Ron Long, and I'm here to update you on the Scrap the Cap initiative and the drive for voters to keep the cap. As many of you know, the Palm Coast City Council has introduced a ballot initiative asking you, the voter, to relinquish your oversight on the city's spending, the purpose for that spending, and how the funds are obtained. This initiative is presented as Palm Coast Charter Amendment 1. For those of you new to the issue, let me share what the amendment proposes. Shall Article 6 of the Charter be amended by removing Provision 3E related to fiscal contracting authority that limits the city's ability to enter into public-private partnerships, address growth by having future residents contribute to infrastructure costs, respond to emergencies, and utilize available financial instruments including, but not limited to, bonds. So what exactly is Provision 3E? It states, limitations on council's contracting authority. Unless authorized by the electors of the city, and that's you the voter, at a duly held referendum election, the council shall not enter into lease purchase contracts or any other unfunded multi-year contracts, the repayment of which extends in excess of 36 months or exceeds $15 million. As I mentioned in my last public service announcement, this charter amendment is deceptively written. It aims to trick voters into believing that if they vote no, the council won't be able to address growth and emergencies. Nothing could be further from the truth. Recently, former mayor candidate Alan Lowe has taken a stand by filing a lawsuit against the city of Palm Coast and Katie Linhart, the supervisor of elections. I've reviewed the filing, and it echoes concerns many have raised before. The lawsuit argues that the summary misleads voters by suggesting limitations on the city's ability to address growth and emergencies. It cites legal precedent stating that the summary cannot fly under false colors or hide the ball regarding the amendment's true effects. Furthermore, the ballot title does not accurately reflect the fact that the amendment would be completely erased rather than updated. This morning, I spoke with Alan Lowe, and his counsel provided a strong statement on the matter. Good morning, Alan. It's great to talk with you. I understand, I've heard through a little bird whispered in my ear that you have some information you'd like to share regarding the complaint you have filed regards to the Palm Coast Charter Amendment 1. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what you have to say?
Well, thank you for reaching out to me. And yes, I do have a little prepared response to anybody that asks. And it's this. I believe our complaint speaks for itself, but the proposed charter amendment on the November 5th, 2024 ballot makes vague references to removing provisions from the city charter which limit the city's spending. However, the charter's spending limitations, which include city resident approval, are not explained on the ballot at all. This is misleading and confusing. The Florida law requires charter amendments to give fair notice of the decisions being made. Therefore, the charter amendment should not be put to vote. I urge you to read the complaint and ask why the city council could not provide a clear explanation of what they are trying to change. And that's my statement.
Well, Alan, we all really appreciate the hard work you're putting into this. It takes people like you that'll get out there, so to say, put their neck on the line and really hold true to their values, their beliefs, and speak it out loud. And as a Flagler resident, I got to say, I really appreciate what you've done here.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. So somebody has to do it. And since I've been involved for 5 years or so, and I don't truly understand what the wording is all about in this, I think it was time for me to stand up and do something.
I have to agree. It was very confusing the way they wrote this out. Well, we appreciate it, and we'll be back in touch. If you have anything else you want to add, please feel free to reach out to me anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I
commend Alan for bravely confronting this initiative head on. His legal action is just one of many efforts to challenge this misleading amendment. The lawsuit calls for a straightforward remedy, to remove the initiative from the ballot. Unfortunately, some members of the City Council refused to take this action. In a recent council vote on September 3rd, Ed Danko and Teresa Pontieri voted to have it removed from the ballot. However, Mayor David Alphen and Councilman Nick Clufus chose to keep it on. Speculation suggests that Mayor Alphen is paving the way for an influx of what many are calling Alphen bonds. With both Alphen and Clufus set to vacate their seats at the end of this term, their votes carry the weight of a lame duck council. Clufus has termed out and lost his bid for county commissioner seat, while Alphen was ousted by the city's constituents. Currently, the initiative is set to remain on the ballot. We are hopeful that Alan Lowe's actions will succeed in having it removed. I have also learned that there are further steps we can take if this lawsuit does not go as we'd like. However, if this amendment does stay on the ballot, I urge you to vote no on Palm Coast Charter Amendment 1. It's essential to guard your right to have a say in the City Council's financial decisions. Your voice matters, and it's vital that you, the voter, always have a say in how the city spends its money. We'll include a link in the description below to the complaint filed by Alan. Thank you again for your attention, and let's continue to advocate for transparency and accountability in the city's governance.